Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
I'm just trying to hold on for the day. It's all stormy outside. It's been a lot of just grinding away on different ads and boring stuff all day long. So
Mhm.
if I'm a little bleary eyed here, it's just it's the summer lull. But at least we're getting some
Yeah.
moisture outside.
Well, our moisture's right up. It's nice and the peak of Texas summer, so it's just hot.
Well, we've had a lot of people wondering if if something is wrong with Lincoln, Nebraska, because storms are just coming in. I know people talk about like the dome around cities, right? And for some reason, like every time a storm comes towards us and we desperately need water, it just it'll like curve down or
Yeah.
it'll split in half. I've been over the summer, I've been keeping track of all the storms that came to Lincoln, and then like everybody else is like we're underwater, we've got floodways going, and then we're like barbecuing in the backyard, and like
Yeah.
the grass is just screaming. I don't have to mow as often because there's just no water. So, anyways, enough about the weather. Today we're having an interesting week. So we've been working really hard, and we've been talking about this on the community updates for a little bit. That we've been working on a release, and a lot of things have been going through my head. My brain has a hard time shutting off at night. And that
Hmm.
we have been working towards this kind of like new product for a while now, like 6 months at the least of design and pushing out features, and probably 2 years to get to the point where we can make this thing.
Yep.
And it kind of reminds me of always be improving your business, always be improving your
Hmm.
product, because you're going to slowly evolve over time and you're going to make something great. So as your MSP is going, or as your company is going, just make sure, like, make what you're doing today look like crap tomorrow. Just
Hmm.
keep that iterative approach going, and eventually you're going to be like, man, we're amazing now. We've got this great stuff. But if you give
Yep.
up, like, the first iteration doesn't hit right, or doesn't get as many as you want. You wanted 1,000 customers and you only got 100, and like,
Yeah.
and or you dip and you're like, oh, I'm just going to give up. No, just keep improving,
Yeah.
and eventually you're going to get to things like what we'll show you today. Like, if we did not continuously improve, we would not have been able to build this really cool thing that you guys can all take advantage of now.
Yeah. And that part, sometimes it is what you can do at the time. We kind of worked around and discussed this topic a few years ago, and what we could do at the time didn't make sense. I mean, it just didn't provide the value that we can today. So it's always a good reminder to check and see. I mean, what has changed in your environment? Are your clients needing new and different things? Is your staff wanting to work in different methods? There's just always a moving component that you have to be aware of and you have to compensate for. And so this is a great one that I'm really excited that we've seized the opportunity to bring things together that we have been working on in other areas, and this aligns with what we really want to do. Get in front of your clients, have great conversations. This is a great tool to prompt those conversations, to keep your clients with you in mind, kind of top of mind sort of element. And I'm really excited at what we're going to be able to do to help your
Yeah.
client conversations.
I was even looking through our project roadmap for 2025, right? I meant
Mhm.
to put it on our website and I never did, and that's on me. One more thing that Adam forgot to do this year, but I was like looking down and I'm highlighting all things in green that we've accomplished, and so like a couple things we've skipped. And we're down. We kicked this project roadmap off in quarter 2 officially. I
Mhm.
think it was. We got a couple things done
A lot of
in
work done in
February.
quarter one on it, though.
So we did some work in We worked on a lot in quarter 1, and we did one feature in quarter 1, the Ninja RMM integration,
Mhm.
which kind of led into this. And we did Data RMM in March and April, and now we're doing Enable. Like, right, we're
Mhm.
just going down these
Yep.
RMMs and just kind of building them out as we can. And as we keep going down this list, it's building towards this project. So we saw this whole project roadmap, and I put it in order took me forever. It took Skip forever. All these things of feedback, and now I've highlighted things, and we've skipped around a little bit in the project roadmap as we've gotten feedback from you guys,
Mm-hmm. Feedback's
and
critical.
and gotten opportunities. So we do listen to you MSP customers.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado, I want to show everyone what happens when you go with the iterative approach and how that results. Like some of the things you do when you're iterating don't result in an immediate gain or an immediate movement forward. So like doing a Ninja RMM integration, we immediately get to talk about um, how our how we can now reach the Ninja audience. People are using Ninja now will be interested in what we're doing. When we do things like data RMM, now the data audience is going to be interested in what we're doing. And then we go and we do like a project sync thing. Well, that's just an enhancement that helps our existing customers. And so you can do real time sync with Datto. You can do real time sync with Ninja. You can do a real time sync with your projects in your PSA. But to what end? Where does this help anybody? And so there's two real good places that this helps everybody. This is as of last week, people. This is brand new stuff. So not,
Yep.
a lot of our members really haven't been paying attention to our email and seeing the thousands of emails I've been sending out. But you're seeing here, this is your actual environment now, people. This is actually what's going on. This isn't because you went in and updated everybody. You went in and you synced, and now you've got real-time updates across all your clients. Where is all your cache and where's all your projects? Okay, that's cool from a management standpoint, but give me something that's going to make my day easier,
Mm-hmm.
right? Don't just give me more information, make it easier. So we drop down, and one of the bigger issues we see that comes from our members is that my clients don't appreciate everything I do.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Common. Very common.
you go to a variety of softwares and you try to send them reports, ticket reports, attack reports, whatever the tool is. You're sending them a report just to show them, hey, look all this stuff we're doing. We blocked this many attacks this month. We closed this many tickets. And your client doesn't care because it's not
Yeah.
actionable for them.
Yeah.
So we went out and said, okay, now that we have all this real time data, what do we do with it? And we actually asked this question 6 months ago. Like, well, we can't do a accurate report for clients to increase their perceived value of their MSPs because they don't have anything good to say. What if we gave them good to say? MSPs are doing something really cool. What if we gave them something to say? And so what we did was we need real time RMM data. We need to get, or at least accurate data out of the RMM at the very least. We
Yeah.
need to get projects that are automatically being synced with the PSA. And then we need to deliver that to the clients. They say, hey, look, this project's waiting on me, or these assets are expiring next month and I have to buy new ones. So I need to take my tax breaks. If I have not depreciated these assets yet, I need to do it now. And
Mhm.
so you can have little things in here. And that didn't work when this was static content. When this is content, you had to go in and you had to update this all. You had to have an account manager as of June. You had an account manager update all these projects. But that requires a lot of work. If you're like a
Mhm.
two-man shop, a 10-man shop, or you've only got two account managers, that's a lot of work to go through and update all your customers every month and make sure everything's accurate. Instead, let's just read it from the PSA and send the digest to the client.
Mhm.
And because we created this modular view 2 years ago, we started on this journey of this modular view. You can create whatever you want. Okay, this is where everything clenches together. So now Humanize IT members can now click on this share button. And before we had it in the client portal. And this is where Adam and Skip learned a good, valuable lesson. Clients don't read portals. Our portal
Yeah.
is pretty. It is glorious.
Mm.
I love our portal. I will look at our portal all the time. It's great to interact with. But clients won't come in here and look at it. So even when I do share it, it doesn't matter. So, we need to lock it down. That's cool. We had a portal created so that was securable. It was pretty. It was nice. I could come in here and I could look at it, and it's nice. But no one would look at this. No one would come in and click on the tickets or review the projects because clients don't care. And even if they did, no one wants to go to a portal, log in, and poke around. It's not part of my workflow. So we added this toggle.
I think the not being part of their workflow is the key element.
Yeah.
And, and setting expectations for a client that on a regular basis, that part of, their daily activities, they're going to go out and check on something. There's going to be a few, you're going to have some point of contacts that, the IT management part, basically just the coordination stuff is a significant part, but it's not enough to really impact your user base overall. And what Adam's beginning to show us here is a way to get involved with a activity that is part of their daily workflow, and that's email. Right? Everybody's going over email. Everybody's looking at that. And so this gives you visibility within an existing workflow in their environment that leads them into a more detailed conversation and connection with them. So it's an area to get plugged in with your clients.
So while Skip was talking there, all I did was I added my email address to this, and I've got a little cute message in here. It doesn't really matter because I'm not going to read the message anyways. You can put a little description, something generic.
Yep.
Anyways, I put their email address in here, and I say, send this out quarterly, January, April, July, October 1st, right? At midnight. It's going to head out to all these clients. I click save. It's done. This client now gets QBRs forevermore based upon that view I just saved. Or I can just send it to them right now. Okay, I just sent my client a QBR. Maybe they're too small to do a meeting with, but at least they get a breakdown of what's going on. This is really important because, a lot of you don't have time to go in and say, hey, customer, let's do an hour-long meeting and discuss what's going on in your environment. Let me gather information from you, and we'll do this. And even then, like, you're going to be like, oh, okay, well, that's great. I like that. Let me go ahead and send you a second item you can do. So I set this out. My QBRs are going out. Well, another thing I could do is a weekly update. Hey, I just want to show them how many tickets we closed. I want to show them projects and end-of-life assets, whatever. This isn't the real one. I kind of messed up here. The actual one is under Skip's little example company here. Switching over to a different MSP. I'm going to go over to clients. Redfist. Now I built a cool little weekly update. I've got a link to the portal, so you can check the portal if you want. Mm-hmm. I've got a link to Top Tech News over at Channel Pro Network. You can check what's going on. And then down here, you can see recommendations, the priorities for this client, things that they've already accepted. Oh, got 2 issues here. These were completed. If I had my ConnectWise integration going, you would see open tickets here. And then here's the end of life things that they need to depreciate. So I use depreciation here because they know what to do with that. That's a tax thing, something your client cares about from a finance standpoint. And so now instead, I'm going to send this to the weekly update to them. Guess what? On a weekly basis. I go in there and click weekly, and I'm going to do it every Monday. So Monday morning, they're going to get a digest of everything that's going on. And we're going to be adding really cool things in the next month to this. Things like Microsoft licensing people. Imagine your client getting a Microsoft licensing breakdown every Monday. Yep. Here's how many licenses are being used. Here's how many you have available. Do you need to buy more? Call your client. So now your client is going to actually reach out to you and go, hey, look, I noticed we're out of Microsoft licenses. Or you might be able to call them and say, hey, if you notice in your weekly digest, you're running low on licenses. We really want to make sure that you're keeping up here. So let's buy 5 more because I know you're doing some hiring next month. You now have something to talk about. And now your perceived values go up. Now they appreciate you because they're getting this digest every week automatically. So I've got this Monday digest coming out. I click save. And I can send that to them right away if I need to. Like, hey, they need this information right now for a board meeting. It's done. So now I've got a weekly update going to Adam, and I've got a QBR going to Adam. That's actual live information that's happening right now. And it is in a pretty nice little digest. So if I come over here and go ahead.
Well, and back to our, kind of our topic that we're normally on during this part of the year is cadence. And you mentioned it earlier. We do this with client segmentation. We got your ABC clients, but a lot of us have D clients, and we're like, I'm going to have an annual meeting with those guys. It's just really small, and it's reasonable, all right? There's not enough margin in that deal to do a quarterly meeting. Okay, but now you can send them an update, and you're still maintaining that connection. What's going on? If they've got a question, it's an easy follow-up. There's a lot that you can put in these personas. Do you want your clients to schedule a meeting with you? Well, did you know you can put this meeting schedulers, just about all of them will fit right inside our personas. Easy iframe option. And now if your clients look at that and they see, hey, schedule a meeting, they click and boom, they're ready to interact with you. But even those, A or B clients that you are meeting with on a regular basis, this is an easy way to fill in the in-between times so that some of those conversations that need an update, all right, they're not necessarily calling you. If it's something small, if it's a project status or some items in with regards to assets, it's an easy click for them. They like it because they have the answers and the availability for more details right at their fingertips. If they don't need it, that's fine. It's just an email, and they can move on and do the other things in their day.
Yeah, and this is what the email looks like. It's meant to be exactly like it. And we went for a JPEG view because as engineers, Skip and I know what happens. We looked into doing an HTML view that would be really pretty, interactive, right in the email, and it breaks. Like there's too many links. It's going to get put in a spam filter. It's going to not get rendered correctly. Email is just too old of a format. Even when you're doing HTML inside your email, it still does not render quite right.
Yeah.
So we opted to do an image that when you click on it, it'll take you to the interactive portal once they want to see it. We know that the browsers do a great job of rendering. Email does a terrible job. So, but when you use a JPEG, it looks pretty. And yes, this comes from your email address. It does not come from ours. So it looks like it's coming from you. It's a breakdown of everything you're doing, budgets or whatever view you shared. And the client is pretty darn happy with it because it is pretty. It does look nice. No, we don't do CSS right now, but we are going to very soon. It just takes time. We're iteratively improving, but we need a support from MSPs like you. See where we're going, say, I need more of that. Because the more we get, the more cash we get, the more we put into features and products. We are not owned by investors. We are a completely independent company. We move where you tell us to. We move in directions that help you. And that is the difference between an independent software company and a company owned by a large corporation. Large corporations go where the cash is. Don't get us wrong. We still want cash, but we're not beholden to that being the ultimate litmus test for everything we do. We're creating something awesome. And so I want everybody to see this as the result of our entire push here is getting to something like this that automatically shows your value and creates a wonderful experience for your customers that they actually will get on board with. The advantage of all of this is not just having a persona that will send out an email on a basis that you want to have happen, that is containing information that you think is relevant, or you can ask the client, hey, what view do you want? And have them design one with you at your next meeting. You now have content for your meetings. You now can discuss things with your clients. Nothing's by surprise. They can review this on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
And like I can go over here, like, oh, it's come a QBR email. Oh, let me review that real quick. And I look over here, and sure enough, you can see there's the QBR. Here's all my projects and the statuses and the assessments for this quarter. The client gets to see all that, and that's a good thing because now they won't forget you. And if they say, well, we're going to go away, we're going to go to somebody else, well, they don't have this,
right?
And it's going to show whether or not that client is actually, that new MSP is actually doing anything. You're a good MSP. You know what you're doing. You're supporting your client. Now they get to see it. They actually get a product that reminds them every Monday that, oh, wow, they do a lot for us. I really love that Monday email.
Yeah.
I only glance at it for 5 seconds, but I still like looking at it.
That's it. Well, and, in our premise on not burying your clients in a mountain of reports is still a driving factor here. And so we've made sure that this information is clean and concise, but the really dynamic and important element is if they want more information, it's right there. All right.
Right there.
It's one click to get into the persona. And then in the persona, they can navigate that around. Maybe your budget update was only for the next 3 months, but they're looking at an 18-month budget for some sort of, activity they're planning. They can drill out and look at that. So a really cool feature about our personas is they are dynamic content. So it allows people to see the information they want quickly and easily without the mountain of reports. I think everyone finally kind of realized that no, my clients really aren't reading this 27-page document that I've been sending out, every week or something, because there's a schedule. They just put it straight to trash. So this is going to provide that dynamic content that lets your clients engage with the information that they're looking for and they're interested in. And being able to do that is a value proposition, right? If you've been sending out reports and they're like, yes, I know I can get this information, but it's just so hard to read through all these PDFs to get what I want. And then you provide them something like this, they get quick, instant access at their fingertips. That's a value. All right.
Yes.
They're going to appreciate that and really, increase that stickiness with you going forward.
Yeah. So there's a couple things you need to note here to make this view. And I was commenting to the team a few days ago. I was like, in order for this to happen, we had to have a modular view in React. We had to have the ability to share out content that's dynamic and useful. We had to have the ability to read from a PSA by 2 ways. And that's really hard, people, when you're talking about Autotask, ConnectWise, Halo, who all do things differently.
Yes.
And then we had to be able to read from multiple RMMs to get the asset data. We had to be able to do that in a clean fashion. And so we did all of that. Before we could do that, then we moved into the email personas. Now we can send data that matters. Everybody else out there just wraps up a little piece of data in their little world, whether it's a CISO report on compliance on SOC, or it's a little report on how performance of firewalls is, or asset data. It's only one little piece because we were to integrate across multiple environments. And like even now, we're going to be going live with Microsoft Graph here pretty soon, which is going to be huge for a lot of you, because no longer do you have to audit your Microsoft licensing. It'll just be sent to your clients every Monday in this format if you wanted to. All of that had to come together before we could send an email that was useful. And that's why most people don't do these dynamic emails. That's why you can't find these anywhere else, is because a lot of pieces had to be put together. That's why historically, a lot of you have tried sending your clients email reports and they didn't work because they were geared towards engineers, or they were geared towards ops, or some really low level, and it didn't give clients data they needed. In this view that I created over here, it's a budget. It's all the project data that's going on. How many things are you completing? Anything you recommended, like while you've been out there. Hey, by the way, we discovered that this cabling closet was messed up. We'd really like to do this. It's free. We just want to have time to do it. You can have all this in here. You didn't have to populate this. This just came out of your PSA. So as your week is going on, your client is getting to know what's going on, and they want to read this because they want to know more about like the recent outage, or what was happening, or that big attack, or whatever. Giving them data they can action off of. Oh crap, I have a spike in my budget in 2 months. I should probably figure out what's going on there. It's 2 laptops. Which 2 laptops? Scroll down. Right? They were drawing them in with data that they can action off of that affects their day-to-day. This is different than what affects your day-to-day. But it took us forever to get to this point because we had to do so much. And this particular view is just the start. We're looking for information from you MSPs. Like, what do your clients want to know? What's available out there that we can call via an API? What if we were to add in some AI components to this that are optional, of course? So those of you who don't want to do AI, you can just not use those widgets. But what if we did a SIFT? What if we did an MS integration with what's the Microsoft Copilot? What if we did integrations there that would allow clients to ask questions and get licenses via the portal or via the email? All these things can happen. but we need to hear more from you. But this is what we've been working on for the past 6 months. This is why we've been quiet. This year, 2025, is a build year, and we have built something really awesome. And now we're going to spend the next quarter adding on to this and polishing it.
Yep.
And you get input. The key here was the last part, and I know Skip's the wanting to interject here with this, is that this is a new product from Humanize IT. It's included in our elite plan, but because we saw the value of this and we wanted to help out smaller MSPs, here's my sales pitch. We're doing this for $99.
There it is.
That's it. $99. Anybody can use this. No, you can't use our smart rules and automatically assess for Windows 10. No, you can't go in and build reports and do onboarding assessments. No, you can't do client engagement playbooks and all the other fun stuff that large MSPs do. What you can do is show your value as a niche MSP who is growing, who needs to show their clients that they are different and that they are capable of doing amazing things together. That is what this is going to show you for $99 a month. We made that price point specifically after asking a lot of MSPs what they thought.
Yep. Yeah, I'm really, this is a great starter program as well. Again, working with all of our members and getting things up and running, I personally appreciate the challenges that you have in your day and getting these things going. And sometimes you need to take it in chunks. This is us following our own advice, and I think providing MSPs to start somewhere, to do something, take at least the first step. And this is the dispatch feature is just a really easy way to take that first step and build those conversations and grow in those as your client relationships and the maturity and more strategic focus of those relationships grow. This is going to be an easy way to step in there and start down that path.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this. I've been wanting to tell people about it for a while. I've been kind of like hinting at it and like poking at it on our newsletters. I've been talking to MSPs about this thing coming up. But I don't know. You're always afraid like something's going to happen, something's not going to work out, and you're not going to be able to solve the problem. This all came together really nicely. Yes. We still have a long ways to go to get to where I want to be as a single pane of glass for account managers and clients to view all their tools, all 70 tools across your organization. But this stitches everything together in something that will make your day easier while telling your clients, I'm here and I'm here to support you.
There you go. It's good.
All right, everyone. Thank you for coming on today, Skip. This has been a really good week. I know that usually we're doing our weekly updates, telling people what to do at this point in the year. Really, it's the end of July. You're in the dog days of summer here, people. But third quarter is coming up.
That's right.
I'm sorry. Did I misspeak? Third quarter isn't coming up.
Oh, that's
Fourth quarter.
Yeah, fourth quarter is coming up. Yeah, we're in the middle. Yep.
That's how fast this is
right
going.
By me too.
We're in third quarter right now, people.
Yep.
We're moving up on fourth quarter. So you're starting off on July here and you feel like, oh, I've got half a year to go. Nope. You are over the hump, people. You are past the mid-year. You are in the downhill slope towards the end of the year. Right now, you need to be thinking budgeting with your clients. You need to be able to walk into them in October with an idea of where you need to be.
Yes.
Where they're going to be in 2026. What kind of budget are they going to spend? You have to walk in October with this plan. Let us help you build that plan. So either reach out to us or spend some time in your spreadsheets and figure out what 2025's project roadmap looks like for your client and get it in front of them in October. That way you're ahead of where they're going to be spending their budget. So they'll just take your information, paste it right in, and work the budget around. If you wait till December, they're going to be trying to fit you in somewhere. They're going to cut expenses because their budgets are pretty much finalized by then.
Yes. I have a great deal of respect for the sales process and functions in MSP. It is not easy. And so if you're looking at, your income and going, man, we just need to sell more, right? If that's just your response to growth, let's just go sell more. Well, you probably know that's not just something you can just go do. You just can't wake up one Monday and go, all right, I'm going to sell more today, right? It doesn't really happen that way. But one of the things you can do is set budgets with your clients, right?
Yeah.
And those will lead to sales. It engages more your team. It takes an entirely separate approach. It's just in my opinion, a much easier process, and often yields, I think, quite a bit more than just selling more. So start that budgeting process now. We've got a great tool to help out with that, and you can really anticipate an increase in revenue next year if you do something now.
Yep. Start now, benefit later.
There
Thanks
you
for
go.
coming on, Skip. And I won't be around the next 2 Thursdays. So either Skip's going to
Yeah.
fly solo or I'm going to be broadcasting from the mountains. We'll see what happens.
Sounds good.
All right. Talk to you all later.